Well, as things wind down in our ski season, it's still important to remember very key safety things while you're going out in the backcountry, but then also transitioning into a different season. And Vail Mountain Rescue covers both summer and winter operations. And we've got Dan Smith, my lovely Monday morning guest, as every Monday this winter.
Never been described as lovely with any honesty.
Oh, you're an enjoyable conversation, Dan.
Well, we are. We do 12 months a year, and with the exception of a couple of 2-week periods, spring and fall, we're just as busy. We did 3 last week. One was, can happen to anybody. A woman dislocated her shoulder at the Eisman Hut. We had to go up and get her out because you're not, you can ski out with a dislocated shoulder. I don't recommend it.
No, not very fun.
And it was 4.5-hour round trip because the snow is so rotten on the road, and mud from the old snowmobile gate up to the junction, and just not a pleasant trip. But we got her out, and no problem. And the other 2 people in her party skied out next to the machines. They're right behind them. So that was fun. We were standby for one in Golden, where we're already having climbing accidents. This climber had fallen 30 feet, broken her pelvis. We were just on standby, but that takes 3 hours and a $10 million helicopter and $5,000 an hour, and the air crew of 4 and 4 or 5 of our guys to get it set up. But that's what you do. If the ground team can't make it, and you won't know that till they don't, you're just standby. When they don't make it, you go in and get the subject, because ground is always safer than helicopter.
Indeed,
There's an inherent risk. So that worked out. And then another, wait for it, stuck snowmobiler. We've done, I think, 26 stuck snowmobilers so far this year.
Where was this one at?
This is Shrine Pass,
okay,
our favorite spot.
Yeah.
Well, it's the winter recreation area,
yeah.
So a lot of people get in there. But I believe these people were very nice. They called us, we're stuck, we're going to need help. Half hour later, they dug themselves out, and they called back. Wonder of wonders, because several this winter we have gotten up, and it's the man who wasn't there that you're chasing, and that's always a bit frustrating, because you're never really sure that you should have found him and you didn't, but we knew they weren't there after a short period of time.
So that's an important note for our viewers. If you do get in a situation in the backcountry and you're able to solve it yourself,
please call.
You're not going to know. You're not going to find out.
No, especially if you've used any kind of spot device or PLB and you've activated it. All we see is this person's in trouble, and we're going to go until we find out the person's not in trouble. You can turn it off, and you can get somebody to cell phone coverage and call in and say, hey, okay, we're doing all right. You don't need to come. Because otherwise we tie up a truck and 4 or 5 people and a lot of equipment that we might need on the next mission that happens 15 minutes after you call.
Yeah.
And we wind up having to triage missions based on what gear and what injury we think we have. It's nice if you clean your own problem up, which could lead us into Swiftwater, which I was teaching search management down in Canyon City over the weekend, and came back through Alma and Fairplay. There is a ton of snow up there. You can't see any rocks. The fields still have 3 and 4 feet of snow in them. There's a buffalo ranch up there, and the buffalo were between ankle and knee, whatever those words are on a buffalo. Deep snow still in the fields.
So rivers are going to be running extremely high later on this season, as soon as that really snow melts.
And hopefully we'll get a slow melt and a nice long Swiftwater season, because if we get a fast melt, it's called flood, and we're out there filling sandbags.
Yeah,
that's not a job we really like.
No, you save people, not land with sandbags.
Well, the last big flood, we did sandbags, and we were standby for all the public safety folk, or the road and bridge folks that were cleaning bridges and things like that. We'd get downstream of them, because if they go in the water, I mean, water's not what they do.
Yeah. Well, thanks for the first segment, Dan, for those great backcountry tips. We're going to bring you back right after we take a look at the weather.